What do insanely rich people buy that poor people have no idea about? Time. For example, I own a boat. I work my ass off on it repairing, cleaning, storage, etc. If I were rich I would just pay to have all of that taken care of so that I just make a call and the boat was ready to go anytime I wanted it. The rich spend their money on toys, but they also spend money buying the time to use those toys and to live their lives. I worked for a prominent billionaire family and this is the answer. All the little things in life are taken care of. Meals, shopping, cleaning, laundry, all the mundane shit we have to do is gone. People get in fights. You left your dirty dish in the sink. It's imagine if you never have those disagreements. How much extra time you have to spend with people and things that you want to do. An acquaintance of mine is one of 6 pilots on retainer for a wealthy family. Having a pilot on retainer is baffling enough to me. Having 6 is just, I'm speechless. Support ships for your mega yacht. The biggest yachts don't travel alone. They generally have small cargo ships that do everything from house additional staff, to transport your cars so you always have them when you make port, to holding all of your toys, helicopters, submarines, day boats, etc. They'll often travel a day or 2 ahead of the yacht to a destination so that your staff can unload your things, cars, clothing, etc. at the next villa you're summering in. On staff mechanics. People see the Floyd Mayweathers and Tom Cruises of the world buying tons of cars and motorcycles, but when you have a fleet like that, you basically need on-staff mechanics who at the very least keep your cars clean, but also handle all maintenance. Jay Leno takes this to a whole new level. I love him for it though. The guy is a superb guy when it comes to preserving old cars and teaching about it, while making sure the car culture is healthy, i.e. cars get driven and spreading the knowledge. Please don't stop Jay. You don't really buy this, but family offices. You need to have an incredibly high NW to even think about these services. This comment made me feel broke as fuck. I had to Google that shit. Isolation from poor people. Rich people spend a lot of money to make sure that poor people can't get anywhere near them. I worked at Walt Disney World in the early 90s. We were closing our drink stand for the night when the manager came and told us to do all the normal closing tasks, but to then reopen everything, because Michael Jackson was there. He had rented out the entire Magic Kingdom, and had a group of people with him. We had to keep our stand open in case they might want a drink. As far as I know, nobody wanted a nasty fountain coke in Frontierland, but the convenience was definitely added to the bill. Weird but important different types of insurance on their moneymakers. Like Taylor Swift has her legs insured for like $50 million. Her legs are part of her brand. Her look if some terrible accident happened that removed her legs or damaged them, she has insurance to cover that loss of income. IDK if this is fucked up or smart. My sister isn't rich but she plays a lot of piano for work. She insured her hands, obviously for a lot less. Cloning pets. One of our investors spent $100k cloning his dog. Hey, how come he doesn't remember the tricks I taught him? You just have to pay for the deluxe package. Funny, I know this guy who is the son of a man who sold his company to a large tech company for hundreds of millions. The son went to art school, works for an associate of his father, lives in Manhattan. Dad pays for everything. He started a movie company recently. Dad $wrote a screenplay, is filming a movie today. He's the producer and director. He invited me to drive a few hours to be an extra in a few scenes. I had to refuse because I need to work to pay for some unexpected bills. That's what money can do. Either give you options or make opportunities out of reach. I also always say, if you are rich, every failure is an opportunity. They're a streaming service that's pretty much Netflix for rich people, allowing you to stream current cinematic movies for about $3,000 a pop. Most very rich people tend to just know people who have access to screeners and don't pay anything extra to see current cinematic movies. Kidnap insurance. This honestly seems like one of the more reasonable things in this thread. Proxies. What are proxies? People you pay to be you when you can't show up somewhere. They show up, take notes, and have a limited amount of the power given to them by the person who hired them to act as that person. Private doctors. My nephew married into a very high net worth family. They employ a general practitioner hospitalist with privileges at several top level hospitals. He caters, in-house, to any and all medical needs they may have. Yes, this is one point I use in the abortion debate. Rich or even people with a lot of money will still have access to abortion that way. Opportunity. You can throw 100 business ideas at the wall and only one sticks. If you are rich enough, when you finally do something right, everyone calls you a genius. Like you didn't buy your way through 99 failures first. Most people only get one shot. Also, corporations will literally bend over backwards to employ rich people's useless kids. The bank I used to work at once had a guy like that, and after 6 months has to let him go. But couldn't wait to work with him in the future because his family was loaded. They couldn't be honest and tell him what a useless fuck he was. They wanted him to come back when he finished university instead. I'm poor so I have no idea. Access. Need to call a governor? He's on speed dial and will phone the senators too. Need to talk to the CEO of Coca-Cola. He's waiting for you and immediately assigns someone to fix your problem. Do you want to yacht around the Horn of Africa? The closest naval fleet will tell you the safest route and provide support so pirates don't mess with you. I own a company and by nature interact with a lot of billionaires and seers. I'm by no means rich but hang in the circle enough that I've emailed seers of Fortune 500s and they've hooked me up with huge free things as a small perk or thank you. I've been paid to fly places just to have a 1-hour meeting and then get a free VIP week-long vacation with the mayor or consulate showing me around. It's trippy and I've never really felt at home, but I've been eternally grateful for these travel opportunities. I've always thought that rich people are the ones that can afford expensive shit, yet the brands gift them as courtesies most of the time. Because if you give a rich person a bag, a million poor people will buy that bag to pretend to be rich like them. Obscure paintings, like ones you've never heard of. There have been cases of art changing hands without ever being seen but the buyer or leaving the vault where it was stored. There are a lot of investment vehicles that are largely unused for their intended purposes and are purchased just because their perceived value is expected to increase. E.g. a lot of luxury apartments in major cities. People rightfully trash talk NFTs but those are basically just a parody of what a lot of rich people are already buying. So much of that is also money laundering related. You can't carry 200 million across international borders but a Picasso no problem. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more Reddit videos.